In this video, we're going to make a page which is going to search through our database for a sequence of letters that the user has provided. So looking at this page here, which you might have seen before, it just lists absolutely everybody in the database, and that might be fine if we've only got 100 records or so, and we can just use Control F and search it ourselves. But we might have a much bigger database than this. So what this page does is that I can look for anybody with the letters EN in their name. And then when I run it, you'll see that that person came back, and everybody here will have those letters in that order, and it will come back even if it is just part of their name. So I'm not going to make you sit and watch me write all this code. I've already written it, but I'm going to take you through and explain to you how it all works so that you can make your own version of this. So up the top of our file, you can see that we are connecting, or not connecting, you can see that we are including connect PHP because we do need to connect to the database on every page where we're using it, and I've got that information sitting out in that file. Now this next bit here is only going to run if the page has been loaded from a post, which means that the user has submitted something on a form. And then we're going to grab the thing that they submitted from the form as search term. And before we go any further, let's have a look at that form. So there it is there. That's the entire form. Or at least it should be the entire form. There you go. I've actually parked some stuff in the middle of it by accident. So that is the entire form. And we're basically just saying, enter something, search for name. They're going to put in this thing called search term, and the button is going to say search for name. Okay, so looking further up, we've got this thing called search term, and we've saved it as a variable. We're actually adding a percentage sign to the start and the end so that it'll search within fields. So if you look for John, it won't just look for a field called John, it'll actually look for one that can have other things before and after it. Then we're going to set up our default message, so no response found. So if we don't find anything, then it's just going to say no response found. Alright, well let's go looking. So we're setting up our query, so we're selecting everything from the table called customers. Now this is the new bit. Where first is like, so not what it equals, but it's like the search term. And remember, the search term is what we defined up here. It's what the user put in with the percentage signs above and before. Now we're saying where it's like that, or, and we're doing the same thing for last. So it's actually checking both columns and saying, is this search term in either of those places? So then we run the query, and every time it finds something that matches that, then it will run this section in where? In between the blue braces. So we're going to build up this list, which you might have seen me do before. Basically, list equals list plus, and then we create a whole new row with everything that we found on that record. And then we change our message to records found, so that will overwrite what it was earlier. So if we find so much as 1, we will then get the message records found. Down here, we're just going to get that list variable, and we're going to put a little bit of HTML around it so it'll behave itself as a table. And that's actually all there is to it. So just to step through the thinking of it again, they go to the form, and let's say I type PEN in here. Okay, that will now be fed up into the page when it is posted. So that just means they've submitted the form. We grab PEN as the search term here. We put the percentage signs around it so that it'll find it within text. We run the database search, so we're searching in the table where first has this thing with the pen and the, what are they called, percentage signs, and the same for last. Then we're going to build up a list based on all the things that come back from that match, and we're going to tidy that up into a table that we can see. So going back and looking at that in action, PEN, return, and in actual fact there were no records found. How about PE? Oh, there you go. We got a few of those. And as you can see, it tells us that the records are found. So that's how that page works, and I hope that's useful to you.